I love an all-in-one breakfast like a burrito, a casserole, or like this potato crusted quiche that checks all the boxes, baby, I promise. It's the right combination of airy and creamy and oh so delicious. Let's hook it up and enjoy this little baby. I'm starting with 2 clean potatoes and shredding them on my mandolin. This is gonna be part of the crust, and if all goes to plan, it will be crispy and all the things. I'm adding the shredded potatoes to a nut milk bag and squeezing the life out of them to get all the water out. Leaving the water in would leave me with steamed potatoes when all is said and done, and no one wants that crust to be all kinds of steamy and mushy and blah. If you don't have a nut milk bag, you can also use a cloth. Just make sure you squeeze it with all your might. Next up, I'm prepping my asparagus by snapping off the ends and cutting them into small pieces to add to the potatoes for the crust. To complete the crust, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of minced onions, 2 heaped teaspoons of pink Himalayan salt, and freshly ground black pepper to the potatoes and asparagus, and I'm giving it a really good stir to make sure everything is well combined. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil to my springform pan and spreading it all around to keep the quiche from sticking. With that out of the way, I'm loading my crust into the pan and using the back of my spoon to flatten it against the bottom and sides of the pan to make an even crust all around. The crust will end up going halfway up the side of the pan, which is the perfect height for me. Now this cutie almost pie goes in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 425 degrees or until the crust is golden and super crispy. While the crust is getting all nice and crispy in the oven, I'm gonna work on the filling. I'm starting with 12 eggs and adding 1 cup of light coconut milk, but you can add any unflavored milk of your choosing. To that, I'm adding freshly ground black pepper and pink Himalayan salt to taste and whipping it all together. For the next piece, it's deli meat to the rescue, and I'm using thinly sliced honey baked ham. I have 6 or so slices and I'm cutting them into small pieces that I'll sprinkle into the quiche for even more flavor. The crust is done and it's time to fill this bad boy. Here's where those cutie little ham pieces come into play. I'm sprinkling them onto the crust in an even layer, and then I'm topping that with the eggs I whipped up. This is gonna go in the oven for 35 minutes at 375 degrees. And time is up. The quiche is out of the oven and she's looking all kinds of fine, you guys. The crust is golden and crispy. The eggs and the ham are toasty on top and looking so inviting, I can't even stand it. Right here, I made the rookie mistake of trying to remove the springform part of the pan without running a knife along the edge to make sure everything is separated. Don't do that. Look at that. The crust is perfection, and I am so happy because this was all an experiment created out of hunger, and I'm super excited that it worked. There's crisp, there's golden, there's bounce, there's all the things, and I am uber happy. I'm topping it with sliced avocado and tomatoes and just staring in happiness because I love it when a good plan comes together. Look at those layers. She is Instagram ready. She is Instagram ready. Is it good? Heck no, it is great. Let my dancing fork be your guide.